6, 5, 4.
Good evening and welcome back to HPU All Access on Wednesday, November 20th, 2019. I'm Anna Harris.
And I'm Jennifer Brammer.
Have Disney Plus? Might want to double check your account settings.
And some new information about former Stanford student Brock Turner's sexual assault victim. But first, we head over to meteorologist Riley for a snapshot of our local weather. How's the weather looking, Riley?
Thanks, guys, and good evening, High Point. I'm meteorologist Riley Mannion, here to give you your local weather report. Here down in Charlotte, we have 62 high, and in Boone, we have a 43 high, and then in North Wilkesboro, we have a high of 55, and Hillsville at 46. Moving on to our regional temperatures. In St. Louis is a high of 60, and Albany is a high of 70. In Jackson, we have a high of 68, and in the Triad, a high of 58. In the Wilmington area, there's a high of 62. Moving on to our national temperatures, all the way in San Francisco, we have a high of 67 with a high of 53 in Los Angeles. On the East Coast, in New York, there's a high of 48, and in Orlando, there's a high of 65. Moving on to our 7-day forecast, on Wednesday today, there was a high of 58 with a low of 38. And on Thursday, there was also a high of 58. On Friday, there's a 20% chance of precipitation with a high of 62. And on Saturday, a high of 55 with a 70% chance of precipitation. On Sunday, it gets a little bit warmer with a high of 59 and back to 20% chance of rain. On Monday, we have a high of 55, and on Tuesday, we have a high of 58 with a low of 40. Well, that's all for the weather. Back to you, Anna and Jennifer.
Looks like we're going to be needing an umbrella for this weekend.
Oh man, I was hoping it wouldn't rain on my parade this weekend.
Disney's newest streaming service, where you can watch any Disney television shows and movies, including films from Marvel, Star Wars, and Pixar, Disney Plus made its debut on November 12th. However, within hours of its startup, many users' servers got crashed, got locked out of their accounts, and changed login credentials on some people's accounts were even resold. A Disney Plus subscription costs $7 a month, and according to a ZDNet investigation, some accounts were being sold from $3 to $11 a piece. Although this caused some issues for this company, this hacking issue is not unique to Disney. Due to the lack of multi-factor authentication, some streaming services such as Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Hulu have all faced hacked accounts for their users as well. With over 10 million customers within its first 24 hours, Disney is working to make sure that every single one of them is having a magical viewing experience.
We know irrelevant information about former Stanford swimmer Brock Turner. A few months ago, we also knew irrelevant information about Emily Doe, who Brock Turner raped in 2015. We learned more about Emily Doe and the gruesome details of the attack after her powerful and emotional victim impact statement. Now, 4 years after the attack, Chanel Miller, formerly Emily Doe, has reclaimed her identity. Shortly after coming forward as Emily Doe, Miller released a memoir called Know My Name. She has also participated in interviews sharing her story about remaining anonymous and her involvement in the #MeToo movement. Strong and powerful women like Chanel Miller are giving sexual assault survivors a voice and coming forward and hopefully making a change to the prevalence of sexual assault.
16-year-old Skylar Kaysen, a student at Steamboat Springs High School, is caught in a potential federal legal battle with the Steamboat Springs School District in Colorado over content discussed in her music literature class as of Monday. Kaysen's music literature teacher assigned a class discussion on the poem Howl by Allen Ginsberg, a poem apparently about sexting. Kaysen's parents were infuriated that their daughter was required to read and discuss his controversial content without the opportunity to opt out of the assignment. Kaysen's father, Brett, sent a letter to the school district demanding that changes be made to the curriculum. The district has until next month to respond to these demands before the family files a federal lawsuit. And now it is time to head over to Tiffany Fielding to tell us all about what is going on with our campus. Tiffany?
Good evening, High Point. I'm Tiffany Fielding, here to talk all things HPU. Upcoming events on campus include Big Man on Campus tonight, and there's still time to catch it, in Hayworth Fine Arts Center, 6 to 7:30. Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Thursday, there is a communion at noon in Hayworth Chapel. There are movies in the Extraordinaire Cinema on Thursday at 7 p.m. and Friday at 7 p.m. Chamber Music will be performing their annual concert this Sunday, November 24th at 3:30 p.m. Start off the week right on Monday, November 25th, and watch The Grinch play in the Extraordinaire Cinema at 7 p.m. While we're starting to get in the holiday spirit, you could also go on a venture trip with High Point University to Tanglewood, the Festival of Lights. This trip will be next Wednesday, November 27th at 5 p.m. That's all I have for you this week on Campus Update. I'm Tiffany Fielding. Back to you, Anna and Jennifer.
Thanks, Tiffany. It seems like there's so much to get in the spirit.
I know, I'm really excited for this
Yeah.
Christmas season.
Disney trips are usually magical for everyone, especially the Gieselman family. Belle Gieselman, who was born prematurely, was visiting Disney World with her family for the first time without needing a feeding tube or oxygen during the flight. While at the park, Belle ran into an anonymous couple while chasing her father. The couple described Bella as cute like their own daughter, whom they visited Disney World with just a year ago for her Make-A-Wish trip. The couple gave Bella a gold Mickey Mouse ring, which had a very special meaning. During their daughter's Make-A-Wish trip last year, the couple purchased 2 matching gold Mickey Mouse rings, one for their daughter and one as a gift for another little girl. The little girl who was gifted this special ring ended up being Belle, who has overcome health issues of her own. This touching story and the cherished ring made this magical trip one the Gieselmans will remember forever.
2 prison guards on duty the night of American financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein's death were put in custody with the FBI on Tuesday and will be brought to federal court in Manhattan to face their charges. Epstein's August 10th death in the Metropolitan Correctional Center was ruled as a suicide by an NYC chief medical examiner, but a medical examiner hired by Epstein's legal team disagreed on the ruling. The first officer on duty that night was a previous corrections officer that had been relocated, and the second officer was a fully trained female guard. Both of these guards were working overtime, but it is unknown whether or not this was mandatory. Bureau of Prisons Director Kathleen Hawk Sawyer testified on Tuesday that the FBI is continuing to investigate the death and the possibility of a criminal enterprise. Sawyer said she does not have any evidence that disagrees with any medical examiner's findings.
North Carolinas especially know that summer seemed to last until November this year. We are actually not alone. According to the National Ocean and Atmospheric Administration, 2019 is the second or third hottest calendar year since temperature data was first collected in 1800. This reflects the increase of human-caused global warming. The NOAA found the average global land and ocean temperatures with 1.76 degrees Fahrenheit above the 20th century average and 0.11 of a degree shy of the record warm in October 2015. As if this isn't already dramatic, the NOAA's data could be slightly underestimating global temperatures, considering the Arctic is warming twice as much as any other area of the world. I guess we are right about summer in October after all.
Now it's time to head over to All Access Sports with Thomas Hart.
What's going on in the sports world, Thomas?
Well, the men's basketball team is still looking for their first win of the season. On Monday, they competed against the Belmont Bruins. The Bruins defense held HPU to shooting only 32% from the field, routing the Panthers to a 90-51 loss. High Point was back in action tonight as they wrapped up the Gotham City Classic against St. Louis, and the Panthers will return to the Mellis Center on Saturday to face the Eagles of Eastern Washington at 2 p.m. The men's soccer team took on Gardner-Webb in a semifinal matchup Thursday night at Vert Stadium. The Panthers were led by senior Ilias Kosmides and goalie Keegan Meyer. Meyer came up clutch with 7 saves, and Kosmides found back of the net twice in the Panthers' 3-2 victory over the Running Bulldogs. The Panthers would then advance to take on Campbell University during Sunday's Big South Championship match, and the Fighting Camels were no match for the Panthers, as Campbell clinched an NCAA tournament bid on their way to a 4-1 victory. The women's basketball team split the two previous games on Thursday. The Panthers picked up an 80-62 victory over ETSU. HPU was led by Cameron Brown with 24 points in 37 minutes, and the Panthers were back in action Monday as they took on American University. The Eagles limited the Panthers to shooting only 29% from the field in a loss. High Point traveled to Norfolk tonight to take on Norfolk State. High Point's volleyball team stumbled on senior day. The Panthers have one loss in their Big South all season, but dropped another one to Presbyterian in straight sets on Saturday. Gabrielle Eidelberg was the leader for the Panthers with 6 kills and 2 blocks. High Point earned the second seed in the Big South tournament as they will take on the winner of number 3 Campbell or number 6 Charleston Southern. HPU combined for a 4-0 record against both of those programs this season. Back to you, Anna and Jennifer.
Sucks to see that the volleyball team lost for the other time this
know.
season.
I hate that for them. We will be right back after these messages.
Welcome to Freddy's. How are you guys doing?
Meetings.
Lunch meetings all week, all salads.
Bean salads. Quinoa salads.
Heirloom salads.
Frisee salads. Sometimes a guy needs a Freddy's Original Double, Chicago Dog, and a Turtle Sundae.
Make that 2, please.
3.
Absolutely.
If you're gonna be bad, it better be good. Being bad never tasted this good. Freddy's, the experience that puts a smile on your face and the taste that brings you back.
High Point University is focused on preparing students for the world as it is going to be. There's a growth mindset in our institutional DNA. So while our campus growth is impressive, the true relevance lies in how HPU creates an innovative learning environment that fosters the entrepreneurial spirit in the minds, in the hearts, and in the souls of our students. This is High Point University. Extraordinary.
American Express open. Go. Yes. Nice one. Still buffering too. What happened? Hey, Joe, we should let you pals know that according to a leading independent study, the most...
Now, let me tell you something. Block sucks. It's time for a little magic.
My name is Yankee. My last name is Kendall. So jokes on you. League. Buy all the diamonds from Africa. Yes, they support the illegal diamond trade. It's insane. You should follow them on Instagram.
In Austin, it's 60 degrees with a... Alexa?
Amazon's Alexa lost her voice this morning, causing
Alexa lost her voice? How is that even possible?
We have the replacements ready. Just say the word.
And you're sure this is going to work?
Yeah.
Alexa, show me a recipe for a grilled cheese sandwich.
Pathetic. You're 32 years of age, and you don't know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. Its name is the recipe, you...
Alexa, how far is Mars?
Oh, how far is Mars? Well, how am I supposed to know? I've never been there. This guy want to go to Mars. For what? There's not even oxygen there.
Alexa, set the mood.
Now setting the mood. You're in the bush, and you're just so dirty, and you're so sweaty, because it's hot in that bush.
Alexa, reboot.
Alexa, play some country music.
Oh, I don't dance now. I make money move.
No, Alexa, country music.
I be in and out them dance so much I know they tired of me.
Alexa, call Brandon.
I'm afraid Brandon is a little tied up. But do let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Jessica?
Nobody does.
Good boy.
Thanks, guys, but I'll take it from here.
Welcome back to HPU All Access on November 20th, 2019. I'm Anna Harris.
And I'm Jennifer Brammer. Now it's time to head over to our entertainment specialist, Riley Mannion, to give the inside scoop of all things entertainment. Riley?
Hey everyone, I'm Riley Mannion, and I'm here to give you your weekly entertainment updates. Earlier this week, Kylie Jenner sold 51% of her stake in her Kylie Cosmetics company for $600 million to Coty Inc., a cosmetics company based out of New York. Not only will Kylie retain creative leadership, but this will help to expand her company globally. You can hate on the Kardashians all you want, but they are out here making things happen. On another note, the highly anticipated reboot of Charlie's Angels opened this past weekend, but it didn't do so well. In the box office, it cost a total of $48 million to make, but only brought in $8 million. Despite the lack of success, director Elizabeth Banks was proud of the film, tweeting, "Well, if you're going to make a flop, make sure your name is on it at least 4 times. I'm proud of #Charlie's Angels and happy it's in the world." In other news, Taylor Swift will be presented with the first ever Billboard's Woman of the Decade Award, in addition to the American Music Awards Artist of the Decade. She will be honored by both organizations for her outstanding achievements in the music industry over the course of her 12-year career. With 5 #1 albums and 5 Billboard Hot 100 #1 spots, Taylor's iconic career will be recognized at these 2 events. That's all for this week's entertainment news. Back to you, Anna and Jennifer.
That's pretty crazy about Taylor Swift. I love that for her, though.
I love that for her, too. I think she definitely deserves it.
For sure. Any bargain hunter's dream store, Five Below, is expecting to undergo a major price change for the first time in 17 years. The store is planning to change its prices on tech products and certain toys and games to over $5. For the toys and games that could be priced up to $10, the company will have a separate section of the store called 10 Below Gift Shop. For the electronics, they will add a section titled 10 Below Tech. Although pricing may be increasing, the popular chain is expecting to keep its name Five Below because most of its merchandise's prices will remain the same.
After Taylor Swift's apparent ballad about John Mayer titled Dear John, you would think John Mayer would know better than to mess with Taylor yet again. However, he was playing with fire on Sunday when he made fun of her Lover lyrics on his Instagram live story. He jokingly said Taylor is insane, continuing by ridiculing her lyrics about leaving Christmas lights up until January being a crazy love. Watch what you say, John, because you may appear in the title of another one of her hits.
Well, that is all we have for you tonight on HPU All Access. Catch us again in 2 weeks, same time, same place. For HPU All Access, I'm Anna Harris.
And I'm Jennifer Brammer. Have a great week, High Point.